You should know that Italy has a lot more than just amazing pasta dishes, wine, and bread. It also houses the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. Hi, I'm Rick Chambers, and you're watching Great Museums by Professorit.com.
The Uffizi is more than just a museum. It is the very heart of the Italian Renaissance and arguably the epicenter of Western civilization. Unlike museums which stand alone as imposing monuments separate from their other host cities, the Uffizi has always been the very core of Florence. Indeed, the building's name literally means city offices. And we're talking about the city of Florence here in the 16th century, the apex of Italian Renaissance, that flowering of culture and society that actually signaled the end of the death-haunted Middle Ages and restored interest in the classical world of ancient Greece and Rome, and the life-affirming culture that they both symbolized. Of course, behind the art, there's always been the money. Let's not forget that the Renaissance exploded alongside another important cultural phenomenon, modern banking. And in those days, like today, perhaps bankers wielded a lot of political influence. The leading banking family in Florence, and therefore also the leading political family, were the Medici. According to the official website, Cosimo Medici, from 1519 to 1574, came to power in 1537, becoming lord of almost all of Tuscany. In 1540, he left the family residence to move to the Palazzo Vecchio, the historic seat of the city government. Now, having renovated the palazzo, Cosimo decided to build a magnificent edifice to house the principal government offices of the state, hence the name Uffizi, or Development Offices. The complex was designed by painter and architect Giorgio Vasari, a friend of Michelangelo, and famous in history also as the author of a celebrated series of literary portraits of Renaissance artists. Later converted to a painting gallery, this is one of the very greatest collections of paintings in the entire world. For many, the Botticelli Room remains in the mind as the greatest concentration of pure beauty that they will experience in a lifetime. Here, you're going to see the celebrated painting Birth of Venus, showing the naked goddess stepping out from a seashell, and the equally beautiful Primavera, spring or Flora, depicting the goddess of the spring in a garden of earthly delights. But there is also celebrated work by Giotto, Simone Martini, Piero del Francesco, Fra Angelica, Filippo Lippi, Mantegna, Correggio, Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Caravaggio. Now bear in mind that a visit to the Uffizi is one of the principal reasons that many people travel the world to Italy. Truly, this is a site of pilgrimage. Therefore, expect monumental lines and epic overcrowding. Now try to avoid a visit in the heat of high summer, and whenever you come, plan an entire day around this, even though the museum itself is relatively compact, at least compared to some of the other behemoths that you've seen on this list. Nearby are other important museums, most notably the Accademia, home to Michelangelo's legendary statue of David, the Bargello, and the Medici chapels. Across the river, you can also visit the Pitti Palace, with another notable collection of paintings, as well as the celebrated Boncacci Chapel in the Church of the Santa Maria del Carmine, with its legendary frescoes by Masaccio. And then again, virtually the entire center of Florence is a museum. And of course, there is a lot of information you need to know, hours of operation, and what it costs for a ticket. This has been the Uffizi Gallery of the World's Greatest Museums by Professorit.com. I'm Rick Chambers. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to come and check out more of the informative library of online videos at Professorit.com.